Hey, how's it going? Dave 2D here. So this is a very high-tech coffee cup. It's called the Ember ceramic cup. And the reason why I have this thing is this wasn't sponsored. They didn't even send this to me. I actually purchased this thing. So I go into Starbucks just before Christmas and I'm just buying a regular coffee drink there. And I see this thing being marketed pretty heavily. You can see it on like the front windows. They have it at their cache. There's like lights and stuff. And it's got like an RGB light to attract your eye. And I look at the price tag and it's $80. And I remember thinking, there is no way that a coffee cup is worth $80. There's no way. But then I look at the box and I'm like, okay, it heats up your drink and it maintains the temperature. So I'm like, I'll bite. So basically, I got conned into buying this thing because of Starbucks marketing. But I will say though, that after a couple weeks of using this thing, I really enjoy this, hence the creation of this video. Okay, so what this thing is like the simplified version is that this thing takes hot beverages and it maintains or increases the temperature to your desired temperature. So it's pretty simple. You fill it up with hot liquid and then you set the paired app on your phone to a particular temperature and it'll maintain that temperature. So if you're someone who drinks a lot of tea or coffee or hot chocolate or whatever it is that you drink, if you like hot beverages, this thing might be of interest to you. Okay, so just to demonstrate how this thing works, I'm gonna pour some hot water into this thing and make a tea and just we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I have hot water in this was previously boiled. It's a little bit cool at this point, but what's interesting about this app is that when you pour it in, it says empty right now. You can kind of see it. As you pour it in, it'll register its current temperature. So right now it's reading at 149, which is already really hot. You know what? It's so hot that I can't even... So the water that was in here is like recently boiled and it's above the temperature that this cup can raise it to. So this is uncomfortably hot. You wouldn't want to drink coffee at this temperature. You can raise it up to 145 Fahrenheit, which in Celsius is 62.5 degrees. But to demonstrate this thing properly, I feel like I have to lower the temperature of the liquid inside it so that we can actually see it raising it back up. So I'm gonna go outside, grab some snow. I'll be right back. Okay, this is some fresh Canadian snow. I'm just gonna drop it in and it should reduce the temperature by quite a bit. I don't know how much it'll drop it by, but hopefully not by too much. So you can see the temperature on this thing. We'll see how low it goes. I'm gonna swirl it around a little bit. Oh, it's completely melted now. 58.5, that's quite the reduction in temperature. You basically set it at a temperature, 59 degrees, and it'll just maintain it for however long. So there's a battery life to this thing, so let me just show how this thing works. It's a ceramic mug, and there's a battery at the bottom with heater coils, and there's a charger for this cup. Now, normally this charger has an AC adapter plugged into it. I don't have it plugged in right now, but it basically charges the cup through some contacts, and then the cup has a battery that in turn heats up the liquid. So the device is pretty simple in terms of how it works and what it does, but I'm just gonna go through some things that I enjoy about it and then also talk about some things that I don't like about this product. But one of the things I really like about this thing is that it is a ceramic coated mug. It's not like a ceramic mug. There's some kind of insulation material going on that it actually is a very cool cup on the outside, but the liquid is super hot, which I really like. The other thing I really like about this thing is the app. It's a really simple app. It's available for iOS or for Android. It's called the Ember app. Set the temperature and you're good to go. So overall, the good things about this product are pretty simple, but for people that enjoy hot beverages and you want to kind of maintain a particular temperature for an extended period of time with your beverage, it's pretty cool. It's really nice to like leave your coffee or your tea on a table, come back an hour later, and it's the exact same temperature. It's actually a pretty weird sensation because your mind expects the temperature of your drink to be lower after a long period of time like that, but it isn't, and it's a nice experience. Now, there's a couple things I don't like about this thing. I gotta pour this thing out to kind of demonstrate what it is. I'll be right back. Okay, a few things that I don't like about this thing. First of all, they say that it's not dishwasher friendly. Now, I've actually run this thing through the dishwasher about 10 times so far. No issues yet, but I feel like it's gonna have issues eventually because of how this thing charges. So this thing uses these raw metal contacts on the bottom to charge the device. So basically, the charging pad has these two pogo pins, and when you place the mug onto the charging pad, it sends current through the pogo pins and then through the metal rings and it charges up the mug. But my question is, why would they have raw metal contacts on a container designed to hold liquids? And here's the thing, when you drink, like there's gonna be liquids that kind of run down the side and potentially get onto this area. So I don't know, I felt like they could have done an induction thing like a ton of products out there use. Maybe it wouldn't have been fast enough to charge, I'm not sure, but this bugs me a lot. I think these charging rings are why it's a hand wash only product, but ain't nobody got time for that. I'm not gonna hand wash a coffee mug just because it can charge. Another thing I don't like about this thing is the battery life. So they claim on the box and on their website that you can get approximately 2 hours of use with this thing. I think that's BS. I'm comfortably getting an hour, maybe a little bit more, but unless you're, I don't know how people are getting 2 hours. Like they gotta be using some kind of lids to retain the heat or something, but you're not gonna get 2 hours. Don't expect that. And the third thing I don't like about this thing is the volume. So they say this thing holds 10 ounces, and it does if you fill it up right to the brim, but you're not holding 10 ounces comfortably. It's holding like 8, maybe 8.5 ounces. It's a little deceptive. The base is quite thick because it's got your charging hardware, your heating hardware, Bluetooth connectivity stuff. Like there's a lot of equipment at the bottom of this mug, so visually this thing holds less liquid than it would seem. But overall, it's a great mug. I think for the right person, this is a great gift, or if you're into drinking tea, coffee frequently, this might be a good pickup for you. Now I wanna mention one last thing, it's the price tag. So this thing should go for $80. Ember sells it for 80 bucks, their website has it for 80 bucks, but a lot of sites are selling this thing for inflated prices for like 100, 150 bucks. Like Amazon's selling this thing originally for 80 bucks, right now it's 150. So don't purchase it from places that are selling it for rip-off prices. 80 bucks is where you wanna be. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. And if you'll notice, the set's a little bit different, right? Things look familiar, but not the same. Stay tuned, it's a bit of a set change. See you guys next time.